Objective. The objective of this agreement is to build an inclusive and high-quality agreement that is support for economic growth, development, and employment generation of the member countries, which is in turn will become the basis and means for a future Area Pacific Free Trade Agreement.
After negotiations, the Trans-Pacific Partnership Treaty remains in force despite the withdrawal of the United States with the arrival of Donald Trump. The 11 remaining countries that are still in negotiations are the following: Peru, Singapore, China, Japan, Malaysia, Mexico, New Zealand, Australia, Brunei Darussalam, Canada, and Chile, countries that today make up the CPTPP. Comprehensive and Progressive Treaty of the Trans-Pacific Partnership, one which includes all of its previous negotiations, with the exception of 22 disciplines. It is highly important to mention that Mexico retains the benefits achieved in the Trans-Pacific Partnership Treaty. Trump does not rule out of his re-entry into the treaty. This, as long as he gets a better agreement.
The first round was from March 15 to 19, 2010 in Australia. The second round was from June 14 to 18, 2010 in San Francisco, California. The third round was from October 5 to 8, 2010 in Brunei. The fourth round was from December 6 to 10, 2010 in New Zealand. The fifth round was from February 14 to 18, 2011 in Santiago, Chile. The sixth round was on March 24 to April 1, 2011 in Singapore. The seventh round was from June 15 to 24, 2011 in Vietnam. The eighth round was from September 6 to 15, 2011 in Chicago. The ninth round was from October 29, 2011 in Lima, Peru. The 10th round was from December 5 to 9, 2011 in Malaysia. The 11th round was from March 9, 2012 in Australia. The 12th round was from May to 8, 2012 in Dallas, Texas. The 13th round was from July 10, 2012 in San Diego, California. The 14th round was from September 5 to 15, 2012 in Virginia. The 15th round was from December 3 to 12, 2012 in New Zealand. The 16th round was from March 4 to 13, 2013 in Singapore. The 17th round was from May 15 to 24, 2013 in Lima, Peru. The 18th round was July 15 to 24, 2013 in Malaysia. The 19th round was from August 23 to 30, 2013 in Brunei.
The rounds included meetings on agriculture, services such as financial services, industrial goods, sanitary and phytosanitary measures, telecommunications, customs and rules of origin, intellectual property rights, cross-cutting issues, government procurement, environmental issues, and deciding the relationship between the TPP and the existing FTAs among the negotiation partners, addressing horizontal issues such as small business priorities, regulatory coherence. Particular areas of focus have included matters related to the market access for goods, technical barriers to trade and investment relationship, competition, and labor. The groups focused on the objectives that they have set for this round: preparation of consolidated text and proposal of cooperation, promotion of greater connectivity, development of legal text of the agreements, which include commitments covering all aspects of their trade and investment relationship.
Comprehensive market access. Trade in goods, investment, textile and apparel, trade remedies, temporary entry for business persons, labor, customs administration and trade facilitation are programs of TPP eliminates or reduce tariff and no tariff barriers across substantially all trade in goods and services and covers the full spectrum of trade, including goods and services, trade and investment, so as to create new opportunities and benefits for businesses, workers, and consumers. Regional approach to commitments, rules of origin, financial services, cross-border trade in services, environment, transparency and anti-corruption, sanitary and phytosanitary SPS measures, competitiveness and business facilitation. And programs of TPP facilitate the development of production and supply chains and seamless trade, agency efficiency and supporting our goal of creating and supporting jobs. Raising living standards, agency conservation efforts, and facilitating cross-border integration, as well as opening domestic markets. Addressing new trade challenges, telecommunication, electronic commerce, cooperation and promotion of activities, intellectual property. Our programs of TPP promotes innovation, productivity, and competitiveness. Inclusive trade, technical barriers to trade, competition policy, development, small and medium enterprises, regulatory coherence, government purchases, state of need companies and monopolies. Our programs of TPP include new elements that seek to ensure that economies at all levels of development and businesses of all sizes can benefit from trade.
The organisms that make up the CPTPP are the following: Australian Government Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, New Zealand Foreign Affairs and Trade, Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade, Brunei Darussalam, Ministry of Planning and Investment of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Japan, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Malaysia, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Singapore, Secretaría de Relaciones Exteriores, México, Perú, Ministerio de Relaciones Exteriores, the Canadian Trade Commissioner Service, Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Chile.
The Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership and its relationship with Mexico. The Mexican government talks with countries such as Vietnam to reach bilateral agreements in strategic sectors such as automobile and textile, under the condition to maintaining the access to the markets, in addition to maintaining the same basis and under which it was signed in February 2016. Taking into account four principles are the number 1, respect for the rule of law, number 2, promote a constructive vision with a win-win stance, number 3, consolidate the integration of North America, and number 4, a comprehensive negotiation which involves all the topics of the binational relationship. And a decalogue, number 1, to warrant human treatment and respect the human rights of Mexican migrants. Number 2, that any process of repatriation of undocumented persons be in an orderly and coordinated manner, based on current protocols and agreements, with dignified and respectful treatment. Number 3, it is development of the Western Hemisphere, based on a shared responsibility that includes the development of Central America. Number 4, the free flow of remittance from the U.S. to continue. Number 5, that the United States commit itself to work jointly with Mexico to stop the illegal entry of arms and money of illicit origins of organized crime.
6. Both countries must preserve free trade between Canada, Mexico, and the United States, except from any tariff of quota as it has been since 2008. 7. The modernization of NAFTA, which allowed the bilateral commercial relationship to rise to more than $5,030 million annually, must include new sectors such as telecommunication, energy, and electronic commerce. 8. The new trade agreement that emerged from the negotiations should translate into better wages for Mexican workers. 9. Protect the flow of investments to Mexico so that it remains a reliable and attractive destination to invest. Then, the president proposed to work for a border that does not divide the two countries because Mexico does not believe in the walls. When Mexico signs the Trans-Pacific Partnership, Comprehensive and Progressive Treaty, better known as TPP 11, it will bid farewell to tariffs, import and export taxes, in a gradual manner that it has with 6 countries: Vietnam, Australia, Brunei, Malaysia, New Zealand, and Singapore, informed the Ministry of Economy on its website dedicated to the agreement. Mexico will also expand its free trade with Japan, Canada, Chile, and Peru, and is open to free trade with any country that wants to join the agreement, which will be signed next March 8th in Santiago de Chile. The federal agency explained that the tariff reduction that will take place once the TPP 11 has been ratified in the legislative congresses of each of the member countries will apply to sectors such as agri-food, textiles, footwear, medical devices, aerospace, automotive, hydrocarbons, rubber and plastic, toy pharmaceutical, and mining. Once the CTPP is subscribed in accordance with the internal procedures of Mexico, this treaty must be submitted in the Senate of the Republic for its approval. It is necessary to emphasize that no commitment related to market access is suspended, so all the benefits that Mexico obtained for national productive sectors are maintained.
Business opportunity with Australia. Import: crude oils, telephone and cell phones, car, petroleum oils, and medicines. Export: iron, coal and solid fuels, petroleum gas, coal and crude petroleum oils. With Brunei Darussalam. Import: petroleum oils, cars, telephone and cell phones, books, brochure or similar printer made, and crosses. Export: petroleum gas, crude petroleum oils, vitamins, parts for roads and propellers, steam turbines. With Canada. Import: crude oils, cars, petroleum oils, vehicles for transportation of merchandise. Export: crude oils, cars, petroleum gas, petroleum and good oils. With Chile. Import: crude oils, telephone and cell phones, cars, petroleum oils, petroleum gas. Export: refined copper, copper minerals, unrefined copper, fish, and wine. Japan. Import: crude oils, petroleum gas, telephone and cell phones, oil and coal oils. Export: cars, electronic circuits, solid fuels, petroleum oils, and cruises. With Malaysia. Import: integrated electronic circuits, crude petroleum oils, telephone and cell phones, electricity, semiconductor, and petroleum oils. Export: oil, gas, petroleum oils, palm oils, integrated electronic circuits, crude oils, oil. With Mexico. Import: petroleum oils, integrated electronic circuits, telephone and cell phones, antennas. Export: crude oils, cars, vehicles for transportation on merchandise, and computers. With Nueva Zelanda. Import: crude oils, helicopters and airplanes, cars, petroleum oils, vehicles for transportation of merchandise. Export: milk and cream, sheep organ meat, butter, rum, and beef. With Peru. Import: crude oils, telephone and cell phones, cars, petroleum oils, vehicles for transportation of merchandise. Export: copper, gold, petroleum oils, refined copper, flour and meat, fish, and crustacean parrot. With Singapore. Import: petroleum oils, integrated electronic circuits, crude petroleum oils, telephone and cell phones, and petroleum gas. Export: integrated electric circuits, petroleum oils, computers, telephone and cell phones, electricity, semiconductors. With Vietnam. Import: integrated electronic circuits, telephones and cell phones, petroleum oils, beef and crustaceans. Export telephones, crude petroleum oils, shoes, computer, and integrated electronic circuits.
The TPP trade agreement covered about 40% of the world economy, a market of some 800 million people. It harmonizes legislation on issues such as access to the internet, protection of investors, intellectual properties in areas such as pharmaceutical products and digital production, as well as environmental protection standards. The TPP is also considered an integral part of the economic strategy of the 3 Latin American nations that are part of the agreement. Chile was a pioneer of the region in search of commercial societies different from those traditionally oriented to the United States and Europe. It was even one of the 4 founding nations of the precursor agreement of the TPP, along with Brunei, New Zealand, and Singapore. Mexico and Peru also seek to increase their exports and attract significant investment from Asian countries. Most goods and services that are traded between countries are considered in the TPP, but not all tariffs are going to be withdrawn. In total, there are 18,000 tariffs at stake, but some will be eliminated before others.